Will we have a midterm election? Has Mamata Banerjee's secret strategy been let out? On the news at night, Jayanta Ghoshal, Subramanian Swamy, Meenakshi Lekhi, R. Rajagopalan, Sankarshan Thakur. My first question is to Renuka Chaudhary. Ms. Renuka Chaudhary, obviously, even your allies are now getting restless.
You're making such a big song and dance about it. First of all, let me wish you and all your viewers a very happy Holi.
Yes, thank you. Happy Holi to you.
Let me tell you, I think Mr. Trivedi has clarified and explained where he said it and in what context he said it. So I think you should let sleeping dogs lie, because there is not going to be a midterm election, no matter how much media is expecting or hoping. You need to take the opinion of the people who have been elected to Parliament, and believe you me, there is going to be no midterm election. That is very clear. So it is really a very happy Holi.
Oh, okay. Sankarshan was shaking his head. I don't know whether in agreement or disagreement, Sankarshan.
No, I was just saying that you know, this is not a sleeping dog that can be left alone. It may not bite, but it is definitely barking. You know, I'm not so sure whether.
Well, then Arnav, you know that barking dogs seldom bite. You know that.
Trinamool is not going to like that.
Well, you know, things are changing very fast, Arnab. This is typical of politicians to make a statement and then sort of say it's been blown out of proportion. The forum on which the statement was made was not some pokey corner. It is an assembly of fairly, responsible journalists who asked questions. It was reproduced. I do not know whether it was done on sort of deliberate prompting or Mr. Trivedi was just shooting his mouth off.
No, I think it's...
The fact is that after the announcement of the assembly election results, there has been palpable sort of political movement within the allies of the UPA.
Yeah.
There is a sense of restiveness on whether how long they should keep on board what many of them think is a sinking ship.
Yeah, I mean, however he says, it's the Indian Express Idea Exchange Summit. And what he's saying there is, he's almost describing his own, I mean, it's a bizarre situation. You see, Renuka Chaudhary,
he cannot say
you've been a minister. Renuka Chaudhary has been a minister for long enough to know that a sitting minister goes and says that, a government is in a lame duck kind of situation. It may be a good idea to call it a day. Trinamool may be happy to have a midterm poll now rather than 2 years later. I mean, obviously, Dinesh Trivedi is not talking about the Czechoslovakian government or the government of Iceland. He's talking about his own government. A minister is calling his own government a lame duck government. So let's Subramanian Swamy, your thoughts please. Renuka Chaudhary says that, let this issue lie. He didn't mean it that way.
Well, politics is too dynamic to be static, according to Renuka. She is also a smart person, but she is a spokesman for a party which is sinking. Let her ponder over the fact that in Raebareli, 10 out of 10 assembly seats has gone against the Congress, and also the same but a lower proportion in the Amethi seat. Now many of the allies of the Congress party are thinking that Congress party is a millstone around their neck. And they certainly think that since some of them have come to power recently.
Why do they think it's a millstone around their neck? Please elaborate. Why do you think they've copied? Some parties think it's a millstone around their neck.
Because the fact of the matter is that they are not in a position to help any of the parties to win. When they can't even defend Raebareli and Amethi, how can they be a source of strength for anybody? So I think that's one. Second is the presidential election, the opposition candidate will win. And so I think then the stage will be absolutely set for a midterm poll.
Okay. Renuka Chaudhary, you like to respond? Or you would like to respond to Subramanian Swamy?
Since everyone seems to have a crystal ball, shall we also decide who the candidate for the opposition will be for the president? Maybe we should discuss that on national airtime.
Yes, sometime later.
No, so why? Since you know the results, you can as well declare the candidates.
No, one second. It's almost Subramanian Swamy, Renuka Chaudhary is throwing it back at you.
The numbers are clear.
Yeah?
It doesn't mean anything.
Well, she certainly is. She is in a very difficult position. I feel sympathy for her.
No, she says...
the fact of the matter is, look at the numbers. The voting, it's very easy to do the calculation to show that Congress is nowhere now. And Mulayam Singh, let me tell you, he has always been a deeply anti-Congress person. And I've known him for a very long time. And you will see that very soon he will start also growling before the Congress. So I think this is quite clear now that the presidential candidate will not be from Congress.
No, 1 minute. Renuka Chaudhary, you see what's going on is...
Not longer than me.
One second. Renuka Chaudhary, you see, there appears to be some inside strategy going on where the regional parties which have been holding on and listening to the whole situations, examining the scenario, are now almost waiting for the kill. They've seen that the Congress party is weakened. But you completely rule out not just your allies, but the bigger regional formations coming together, taking you on in a presidential election, and then working together, maybe with the BJP, to provide an alternative formation for the centre. What are you going to watch on, saying, no, this is not going to happen? Or are you going to respond to that situation? Are you going to respond? Are you going to hit back, Renuka Chaudhary, if that were to happen?
Yes. How amazing. I'm not going to hit back. We come back with a strategy and we'll show you. We will have the presidential elections. But that's some time off. Let's worry about the immediate needs that we need to work on. There is a budget session coming up. Let's talk about what's good for the country. And don't worry about what we have to do as a party. We'll do it.
No, but you have a railway minister who says not much can be expected out of the budget session of Parliament either. I mean, he's not just calling the government lame duck. He's saying don't expect anything out of the budget session of Parliament. And he's saying let's have a midterm election.
What are your recommendations, Adnav, that what we should do for the railway budget?
No.
Or for the general budget? We'll carry your opinions.
No, ma'am. My opinion doesn't matter. My opinion is of no consequence.
No, why not? Why not? After all, you are a citizen of this country.
Yes, I am.
I have some strong positive recommendation for the betterment of the nation.
No.
We are open-minded about it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand the situation. I'm one among 1.2 billion citizens, but these politicians we are talking about probably are presumably a little more important than me. Let me get Meenakshi Lekhi on this. Meenakshi, tell me one thing. How responsible is it to talk about a midterm election when there is no alternative in place? I mean, the alternative is even more confusing than what is the existing status quo is at least better than a highly confused alternative, isn't it? Meenakshi Lekhi, I mean, who's the leader of this alternative? Nitish Kumar, Mamata Banerjee, Jayalalitha, Mulayam Singh Yadav, Naveen Patnaik, or maybe Mr. Dinesh Trivedi?
No, it's not that. There is a rule that there is no vacuum. Every vacuum gets filled. So if there is a vacuum, it will get filled. But the question is that who is going and how the government is going to break, and there's going to be midterm election. That will all depend on the sins committed by the government and the allies, whether they are willing to take a hike in price, petrol price, diesel, so on and so forth. It will all depend on that, and whether Mamata Banerjee is going to be bothered about her own cadre, her own people in West Bengal, or keep one minister in the central government.
No, what you're egging her on, but what is the alternative? You didn't answer my question, then I'll get Renuka Chaudhary to respond.
You see, midterm
what is the alternative?
Midterm poll, see, so far as BJP is concerned, we don't have the numbers. So we can't form the government, that's very clear.
Your party representatives all day have been talking about a midterm poll. Your party representatives all day been talking about a midterm poll.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That midterm poll can come.
Governments in this country
midterm
have
poll
never
can
followed,
only come once the allies break off.
Pardon me?
Arnab, governments have never fallen
if the
when
allies
a credible, clear alternative is already clear.
No, 1 second. One second.
Because of their own...
Meenakshi Lekhi says if the allies break off. No, 1 second.
Replaces them.
No, suppose the allies break off, okay? Suppose the allies break off. You're saying if one of the allies...
These are hypothetical questions.
They won't. They won't. Renuka Chaudhary has just dismissed what you've said. She said hypothetical questions.
Adnab, I want to say something.
Yeah, go on, please. No, one sec. Since today it's Renuka Chaudhary versus many.
As of now.
Since tonight it is Renuka Chaudhary.
What happens in future, obviously nobody has seen.
Define the future.
And I'm making it very categorical. The future can only be defined by the allies.
No, my sense of the future is 2022. What is your sense of the future? What are you talking about when you say the future?
2014 as it is already on record. So we are looking at between 2012 and 2013.
1 second, 2013. Mr. Rajagopal has been saying 2013. Maybe he said it 100 times over the last 1 week. Yes, Mr. Rajagopal, you know, Renuka Chaudhary has already dismissed you, even before you've spoken as some kind of a crystal ball gazer. But look into your crystal ball and tell me today, what do you see in the crystal ball? Then I'll get her to respond.
Much more important thing, Arnab, last month in DMK General Council in Chennai, they discussed it as an agenda.
What?
In their agenda papers, it was mentioned early Lok Sabha elections. Therefore, I see, once before the UP elections, DMK spoke. Immediately after the UP elections, Trinamool is speaking. Both are very important allies of Dr. Manmohan Singh's UPA government. Why this Congress is silent on that? They are under pressure from their own parties. They want to go for the early polls. That is why DMK...
No.
TMC.
Why would the DMK? Let me take you on.
Therefore, two hands join. There is a clap for UPA government. There should be a midterm election.
No, 1 minute.
Because of two other things also, Arnab. I want to
No, 1 second.
Very important.
1 second. Can I ask you something?
The flop show of Rahul Gandhi in the earlier one. Now, no, 1 minute. Let me articulate it. 1 second. The earlier in UPA 1, there was a coordination committee. Everyone expressed their views. In UPA 2, everyone is expressing the views outside the UPA 2 coordination committee.
No, but it's his personal view.
UPA 2 have many alliance partners. They speak out to the media, not to their chief prime minister or Congress UPA chairperson. For this, Renuka Chaudhary has to answer a lot.
No, what? Renuka...
Can I please answer?
Yeah, 1 minute. Renuka Chaudhary is responding. Yeah, she's responding. Yeah, go on.
Adnab, I want to say it's all right to speculate on a television show for the mere reason of speculating because of an inadvertent remark that minister has made, and he has categorically explained that. So I think somewhere we should have the grace to accept that statement.
No, but
secondly, this kind of irresponsible chatter, when we as the government have categorically denied that there is, and please allow me to speak.
Allow her to complete.
No. All these armchair theorists are brilliant till they start fighting Lok Sabha elections, let me tell you.
Okay.
I want to tell you, this kind of irresponsible chatter will only affect India's markets, something that we can all collectively ill afford when we are battling to keep the economy buoyant. Please look around your neighborhood. Look at what is happening in Europe. Look at what is happening in the other parts of the so-called advanced nations and advanced economies. And let us please keep stability within this country, irrespective of our differences. We can fight, we can quarrel.
Yeah.
But I think both the ruling government and the opposition and our allies, we are collectively committed to the benefit of the citizen of India.
1 second.
And on this festival day, kindly do not contribute to rumors and speculation and hypothetical situations because none of that exists. This government will complete its full
Miss
term.
Chaudhary.
2014 is when we go to poll.
Miss Chaudhary.
And then we will have this conversation at that time.
No, 1 second. Miss Chaudhary.
One minute. As a journalist, I have problems about...
She did not answer my question. Why did DMK...
One at a time.
Speculators.
One at a time. Yes,
let me say this.
Are you spokesman
as a journalist, I have a problem when someone says we are crystal gazing and speculating. The recent assembly election results are not the debris of some crystal glass. We are not speculating. We have a result on hand.
Neither could you predict this. That is the clincher. You could not predict this. So it goes with the political turf.
The election
So you
results
must
are already with
understand there are
us.
certain dynamics in the
There is no
democracy
speculation
which
about
are beyond
the
your
damning
superior
rejection of the
intelligence.
Congress all round.
No, one sec. I want to come on. I want to know, Mr. Rajagopal, you've just spoken. One sec. I want Subramanian Swamy and Meenakshi Lekhi. 1 minute. One minute. May I bring some order? I want Subramanian Swamy and Meenakshi Lekhi. She's raised a question. She says she's not talking about what Mr. Trivedi said. She said she's raised the issue of responsibility. She says it's irresponsible at this point of time to even talk or suggest about it. You know, given what the economic challenges the country faces, therefore, in other words, Renuka Chaudhary is asserting that it is irresponsible of anyone, including Nitish Kumar, including anyone else, including Subramanian Swamy, including Meenakshi Lekhi, to be openly talking of a midterm election. Subramanian Swamy, would you like to take on Renuka Chaudhary on the question of responsibility? No. Yes.
Well, first of all, Renuka Chaudhary is an expert in many subjects, but not in economics. And I can tell you that this economic situation that we are in a mess is the total creation of the Congress party. Yeah, I know more economics than you, that's obvious. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that you can highlight all kinds of policies which have been followed by this UPA government, which is the cause of the economic ruin today. For instance, allowing forward trading in agricultural products was the worst thing possible you could do. That's the cause of inflation today. And this huge amount of black money pumped in with all these scams from 2G and CWG, they are also causing property bubble in the country. So I would say, first of all, let her not talk about the economic
she's saying
problems. These problems are the cause of the cause.
Her question is of responsibility.
The issue is that what Renuka is avoiding is their topmost leader or the most powerful leader. All the 10 assembly constituencies of the parliamentary constituency of Raebareli, they have lost.
No,
in
but
any other situation, people have been demanding her to resign from parliament.
Congress has lost
now,
what is the
she's responding to you.
How low can you get?
No, 1 second. Does Sultanpur and Raebareli determine whether there's a general election?
At some point, it's not a full stop.
No, 1 second. Subramanian Swamy, are you saying that every time Raebareli and Sultanpur are swept by the Congress should be in power in Delhi? And every time Sultanpur and Raebareli are lost by the Congress should exit Delhi? Why should it not be Goalpara or Nalbari in Assam? Why should it not?
No, I am not asking Congress to. I'm not asking. Listen, when in 1977, when all the assembly seats were lost, the Supreme Court upheld the dismissal of such a government. I am not asking for Congress to quit on this issue. I am saying Ms. Sonia Gandhi should resign her Raebareli seat. Because all the assembly seats have been lost by her.
How many MPs do that?
It's a huge blow.
No, but we are not talking about Sonia Gandhi. We are talking about the midterm election.
It doesn't matter how many MPs do that. The question is, this has been the tradition.
Well, the question today is we are talking about a midterm election. A midterm election is not determined by what happens in the Awadh Pradesh or Uttar Pradesh.
Listen. No. Let me come in here. The instability that she is talking about was started. Let me just finish.
Yeah.
It was started by this whole idea that Rahul should replace Manmohan Singh. And then the mother of that Rahul had to say, no, we are not going to change it. This whole question of instability was a Congress party talk.
What about back at the Congress?
Sanjay Singh saying that I will sabotage the internet.
Let her respond to you. You are throwing the question. 1 minute, Meenakshi Lekhi, I'll come to you, but I think I must get a response from Renuka Chaudhary. Subramanian Swamy has thrown it back at you and said the source of the instability is the relationship between the Congress party and its own government. That's what he's saying. So don't blame us for talking about a midterm election. Ms. Chaudhary, would you like to respond to Subramanian Swamy?
I can only say that I appreciate that. Mr. Swamy, he really is such an intelligent man, and I really appreciate so much of what he says and does, but on this point I have to disagree because one swallow doesn't make a summer. All right, so if someone, we are not contributing to instability. You have to look that we have carried, the government has carried this country over 2 terms while there has been a global meltdown, we have unrest in our neighborhoods, there is issues that the globe is trying to address. And to say that we are so powerful as Congress party that we can impact globally and nationally after delivering in 2 terms where the citizens of this country in their democratic intelligence have voted us back to power, that we have brought instability. It's not so much as an insult to us, but the insult to the common citizen for saying that they are all collective idiots and they don't know what they're voting for. So somewhere we have to believe that we go with
what about the Italian government?
And the we have not brought any instability, if at all. We have remained stable and buoyant in an uneasy neighborhood.
So
we have got prevention and positive checks whereby we have kept the country grounded.
The word is stability.
While there was a global meltdown that
the word is stability. My question is, Meenakshi Lekhi, give
that's a fact. These are not stories that I'm making. This has nothing to do with my intelligence.
One sec. Meenakshi Lekhi, give me an alternative recipe for stability. Let's say this government goes, okay, let's say today, as of the 8th, one sec, Meenakshi Lekhi, let me give you a hypothetical situation. Hypothetical situation. Tomorrow, right, Friday, 9th of March, 2012, we wake up in the morning and the government says, okay, you know, we've had enough of this carping by the NDA and the regional parties. We're just going, you know, why don't you just come and take over? And instead of, you know, you're irritating them every day, they put the ball in your court. Now tell me what will happen at 10 o'clock on the 9th of March 2012 if the Congress party were to just walk up. Give me alternative. What will happen in Delhi? Who all will land in Delhi? Who will form the government?
Let me just
tell me the alternative.
Yeah. There are too many skeletons in Congress cupboard that they will ever do that.
Don't worry about our cupboard. You talk about your stable.
And tell them.
Don't worry about our cupboard. We can answer those.
Chaudhary, don't indulge in rhetoric. Don't indulge in rhetoric. Allow me to speak.
What about your cupboard?
Allow me to speak.
What are you going to do in Karnataka? Tell us that.
Allow me to speak. We've seen what happened in Karnataka. The High Court has squashed the FIR.
So you're going to make it clear?
Let's not get into that. Let me complete.
Are you going to make Mr. Yediyurappa the Chief Minister?
This will not happen.
Oh, okay.
For the simple reason Congress uses the CBI against BSP and SC.
No, these are all old stories. These are all old bogies which people have raised. Answer the current question.
These are not
if you are so proud that Yediyurappa has been given a clean chit, will you make him Chief Minister? Answer that.
Well, 1 minute.
Indulged by Congress and the economic situation, the
Congress bashing is very out of date. It's very
due to the ill governance and bad policies of UPA 2. And UPA 2 and this Chaudhary is indulging in rhetoric, not coming to the point. She's utilized the earlier upgrowth of the country, and then 2 terms they have got. The 2 terms the people of this country have seen how the government is conducting its business. So obviously the country is moving towards.
But Miss Lekhi, we are not talking. Miss Lekhi, 1 minute, Miss Lekhi, 1 minute, Renuka Chaudhary, 1 minute, Renuka Chaudhary, 1 minute, Miss Lekhi, 1 minute, 1 minute. 1 minute, Jayanta Ghoshal, I haven't even gone to Jayanta, I'm sorry, but I must repeat my question. Question is this, I like hypothetical situations. You see, I like hypothetical situations, I like conspiracy stories. I'm a journalist. If I as a journalist don't like hypothetical situations and conspiracy theories, I wouldn't be a good journalist. So my question is this, my hypothesis, not my conspiracy, by the way.
You're free to indulge in that.
Don't run away. Answer my question.
I'm saying.
My question, I'm repeating my question. People are driving to work, right? And on the radio channel, somebody hears the news that the government of India has said that, you know, Mr. Subramanian Swamy and the NDA and the BJP are bothering and irritating us on a daily basis, and hence we are packing our bags. Here are the keys. We are going. My question is, who takes over the keys?
They won't do that.
No, how?
They won't do that. Then we are
stability question.
We have to go to the facts also.
No. Where is the stability?
Moving.
How will India be stable?
The circumstances are not allowing for this permutation combination. The permutation combination which is likely to happen is one of the allies is going to walk out.
No, 1 second. Within this alliance, which seems to be in the air somewhere, of federal parties and coming together. Everyone's very excited. They've been out of power for 7.5 years. Everyone's very excited at the prospect of jumping into Delhi. 15 leaders joining hands, having a joint rally like the United Front. I'm sure a lot of people are envisioning that situation. Even Chandrababu Naidu must have got his ticket ready for Delhi. Question is how who will form the government?
The year dot he's been trying this.
How will you form the government? Do you have an answer for that? If there's how will you form the government?
We don't have the numbers.
You don't have the,
I told you we don't have the numbers.
So you'll have to call for a midterm election. Mr. Swamy, yes, Mr. Swamy.
Then have the midterm.
Midterm election, Mr. Swamy.
Midterm election is the only solution.
If the ally walkout.
BJP ready for a midterm election?
Why not? We've seen the results, and I think we've made certain mistakes. We'll improve on
what's happened in the results that you have to be happy about? You're a junior partner in Punjab. You lost 7 seats. You were down from 12 in the 2010 of 19.
12 and 19 is not such a...
No, your vote share came down to 7% in Punjab. In UP, your tally of 51 went down to 47. Uttarakhand is closed.
Certain mistakes have happened.
You were wiped out in Manipur.
One will work upon that.
You were wiped out in Manipur. Goa is your only face saver.
No. Manipur, in any case, we never had.
No, Goa is your only face saver. So on what basis, what confidence are you talking of a midterm election?
I'm talking about that there is an anti-Congress wave through the country.
Oh, okay.
And people are fed up with this government, so people are looking at alternatives, and everybody is willing to work towards an alternative. But the question is different. The question is, why should one not criticize the government? Because Ms. Chaudhary was trying to indicate that it's a global issue, it's a global meltdown, and we should not be talking, and how country is facing. I think the problem we are in is because of the Congress.
Is any of
and the UPA too, the kind of policies they have followed.
Any word of what I've said, is it a wrong statement? What I have said.
It is a wrong statement. It is a wrong statement, Ms. Chaudhary. It is a wrong statement that because of you, the country is...
on your part. This is, how are you hearing yourself
The global meltdown is there, but what the country is locally facing is because of the bad policies. Because of the black money issues, because of the inflation, because of the food inflation. This is what the kind of money privatization you have indulged in oil sector.
Because you don't have any.
I'm asking Jayanta Ghoshal.
Nothing to offer on your platter.
Now 1 second. Who started all this? It's a gentleman called Dinesh Trivedi.
We have faced many defeats.
Yeah.
We have faced many victories.
Yeah.
So neither of them sway us.
One second. My question goes to Jayanta Ghoshal. 1 minute.
We are not here. We are not here. We are not here for the power of staying in power.
Okay.
We are here because we have a responsibility. People voted for us not as a reward. They voted for us as a responsibility. Until our last breath, we will continue.
We must congratulate Renuka Chaudhary. She is coming into Rajya Sabha.
No, 1 second. Here's the question. 1 minute.
My speculation.
No, 1 second. 1 minute. I want to ask Jayanta Ghoshal, please. Jayanta Ghoshal.
Defense of Congress.
Jayanta Ghoshal.
Renuka Chaudhary will be coming into Rajya Sabha.
1 second. Mr. Rajagopal. Mr. Rajagopal, the question is not about Renuka Chaudhary. The question is not about Subramanian Swamy. The question is about a midterm election. See, midterm election is a serious business. Serious talk about a midterm election is going. Question to Jayanta Ghoshal is, Mr. Jayanta Ghoshal.
All regional parties are unhappy with UPA too, Arnab. All regional parties are unhappy with UPA too. Therefore, there is no question of government continuance.
Yeah, sure.
It has become a lame duck. In out of 44 departments, no one is functioning in government of India.
Mr. Rajagopal, 1 minute, please. Jayanta Ghoshal, sorry for coming to you so late. Jayanta Ghoshal is a very senior journalist, and among those who would be in a position to assess Dinesh Trivedi, because he followed Mr. Dinesh Trivedi. Now tell me, Mr. Dinesh Trivedi says, Jayanta, he says, I am a student of politics. I was merely analyzing a political situation in the country. I have a freedom of expression. Why do you think he just said that, just like that? He got excited, he just gave it away? Or what do you think the real story is, Jayanta?
I am sharing some information.
Yes, please do.
Mr. Dinesh Trivedi, what he said and what Mamata thinks on midterm poll, there are two separate issues.
Why?
Because what Dinesh said, why he said, because among the TMC insiders, they think that Dinesh has become the agent of Congress.
Oh.
And he is more friendly to Congress than Mamata Banerjee.
Then why would he call the government lame duck?
So, recently, I'm telling you the background story. Recently, he gave an interview and he said that I will not follow the party dictum, but to go for the railway budget, but I will do it for railway's interest. So
come on, Jayanto.
They were not happy with that interview.
Jayanto, if he's a
Jayanto
is a Trinamool man as railway minister.
Dinesh thought that Mamata Banerjee will be very happy because this is the off-the-record assessment of Mamata Banerjee. But giving it on the record interview, now TMC leadership, they are not very happy.
Oh, okay.
And Mamata Banerjee communicated Mr. Ahmed Patel also today.
Yeah.
That there is no danger, we will not withdraw support, we are not going to destabilize the government.
Yeah.
But the objective assessment of Mamata Banerjee and their leadership is that the anti-Congress milieu is there.
Okay, so anti-Congress feel.
And BJP is busy with BJP.
Oh, one sec. Here's the question.
So the regional party should take the opportunity to acquire the space.
Sure.
Mamata Banerjee is talking to Mr. Nitish Kumar.
One sec.
Mamata Banerjee called Mulayam Singh Yadav immediately after getting the result.
Okay.
So these are the off-the-record situation, and Dinesh said it on record. And I don't know what will be the fate of Mr. Dinesh Trivedi, and I will be astonished if I see that after this railway budget, if TMC leadership, if they change the railway ministry to make happy, I mean to give the message to the Congress leadership, because Dinesh Trivedi is not at all in a good book of TMC leadership.
So he's like a loose cannon.
So I think there is a lot of internal dynamics.
You're saying he's a loose cannon. Okay, I get your
assessment of the midterm poll. What you are discussing, that is another.
One last point. There
are two issues under.
One last point, Sankarshan. Last point here. Should there be a midterm election simply because two regional satraps or three regional satraps think that now is the right time for an election because Nitish Kumar will get more seats in the assembly, parliament, so more clout. Mulayam thinks we'll have more seats, so more clout. Mamata thinks more seats, more clout. Should there be a general election, Sankarshan, just because some regional satraps think they will end up being more powerful if there's a midterm election? Is there any rationale to have a midterm election, Sankarshan?
No, that is no reason for having a midterm election. The reason for having a midterm election will be that this government, believe you me, Arnab, is under political siege. And if it continues to behave under siege and in denial, the siege will gather upon it.
Yeah.
The impression that I get hearing, listening to Congress spokespersons in the aftermath of this defeat is that they are still a little la-di-da, in denial about what really has hit them. The reason the midterm elections will happen is because the ruling party or alliance has lost its majority in the House. Not because Nitish Kumar wants it, or the BJP wants it, or Mamata wants it, or the DMK wants it.
No.
The central thing is the UPA.
Last couple of thoughts.
Firmly on the slide.
Last couple of thoughts. Last couple of thoughts. Renuka Chaudhary, please respond. The last word from Subramanian Swamy. Yes, Renuka Chaudhary, your response. That you've not come to terms with the impact of this result yet.
I'm sorry, I'm not wearing sackcloth and ashes. And I'm not on my bended knees praying, like that. I'm sorry we are not looking as downtrodden as we are supposed to look. But I want to tell you, if you've heard about the phoenix, we will rise. We have done it in the past and we will do it again.
Subramanian Swamy, one last word.
As much as you want, it's tax-free. But the fact of the matter is that it's not so easy. We are introspecting.
Mr. Swamy,
you will see.
Mr. Swamy, last word. The Congress says, watch out.
Yes,
we are going to rise like a phoenix from the ashes of this political defeat. Yes.
If there is an example of a phoenix rising, it is BJP from 2 seats in 1984 to 91 in 1989. The advantage of BJP, please don't underestimate, I am not the spokesman of BJP, Meenakshi is, but I'll tell you they have a massive organization. they have massive organization, the RSS and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad.
Yeah,
so it's a question of finding the right issue to go to elections. Well, that's okay. As I told you, in 1984 they got 2 seats and they ended up with 91 in just 5 years. After the Congress party had 415 seats. Yes, that is all the more reason. And I'm telling you that Congress party is the source of stability, and it is going to itself break up into 2 parts because the government and the party are not in sync with each other, and there's so much internecine warfare going on, which I am privileged to know.
Well, Mr. Subramanian Swamy, Renuka Chaudhary, Sankarshan Thakur, Mr. Rajagopal, Jayanta Ghoshal and Meenakshi Lekhi. This question goes to every Times Now viewer, every News Hour viewer. Do you want a midterm election? Write to us, tell us what you think. Or do you think it will hurt stability, or do you think it's the call of the day? Tell us what you think. Which side are you on, Subramanian Swamy or Renuka Chaudhary? Thank you very much to my guests for joining me, and happy Holi to each one of them. Thank you very much. Will we have a midterm election? Has Mamata Banerjee's secret strategy been let out? On the News Hour tonight, Jayanta Ghoshal, Subramanian Swamy, Meenakshi Lekhi, R. Rajagopal and Sankarshan Thakur. My first question is to Renuka Chaudhary. Ms. Renuka Chaudhary, obviously, even your allies are now getting restless.
You're making such a big song and dance about it. First of all, let me wish you and all your viewers a very happy Holi.
Yes, thank you. Happy Holi to you.
Let me tell you, I think Mr. Trivedi has clarified and explained where he said it and in what context he said it. So I think you should let sleeping dogs lie, because there is not going to be a midterm election, no matter how much media is expecting or hoping. You need to take the opinion.
The same, but a lower proportion in the Amethi seat. Now, many of the allies of the Congress party are thinking that Congress party is a millstone around their neck.
Oh.
And they certainly think that since some of them have come to power recently.
Why do they think it's a millstone around their neck? Please elaborate. Why do you think they've copied? Some parties think it's a millstone around their neck.
Because the fact of the matter is that they are not in a position to help any of the parties to win. When they can't even defend Raebareli and Amethi, how can they be a source of strength for anybody? So I think that's one. Second is the presidential election, the opposition candidate will win. And so I think then the stage will be absolutely set for a midterm poll.
Okay.
Of the people who have been elected to parliament, and believe you me, there is going to be no midterm election. That is very clear. So it is really a very happy Holi.
Oh,
okay. Sankarshan was shaking his head. I don't know whether in agreement or disagreement, Sankarshan.
No, I was just saying that this is not a sleeping dog that can be left alone. It may not bite, but it is definitely barking. I'm not so sure whether.
Well, then Arnav, you know that barking dogs seldom bite. You know that.
Trinamool is not going to like that.
Well, things are changing very fast, Arnab. This is typical of politicians to make a statement and then sort of say it's been blown out of proportion. The forum on which the statement was made was not some pokey corner. It is an assembly of fairly, responsible journalists who asked questions. It was reproduced. I do not know whether it was done on sort of deliberate prompting or Mr. Trivedi was just shooting his mouth off.
No, I think it's
the fact is that after the announcement of the assembly election results, there has been palpable sort of political movement within the allies of the UPA.
Yeah.
There is a sense of restiveness on whether how long they should keep on board what many of them think is a sinking ship.
Yeah, I mean, however he says, it's the Indian Express Idea Exchange Summit. And what he's saying there is, he's almost describing his own, I mean, it's a bizarre situation. You see, Renuka Chaudhary,
he cannot say
you've been a minister. Renuka Chaudhary has been a minister for long enough to know that a sitting minister goes and says that, a government is in a lame duck kind of situation. It may be a good idea to call it a day. you know, Trinamool may be happy to have a midterm poll now rather than 2 years later. I mean, obviously, Dinesh Trivedi is not talking about the Czechoslovakian government or the government of Iceland. He's talking about his own government. A minister is calling his own government a lame duck government. Let's Subramanian Swamy, your thoughts, please. Renuka Chaudhary says that, you know, let this issue lie. He didn't mean it that way.
Well, politics is too dynamic to be static, according to Renuka. She is also a smart person, but she is a spokesman for a party which is sinking. Let her ponder over the fact that in Raebareli, 10 out of 10 assembly seats has gone against the Congress, and also